Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and anyone who's ever picked up a penny and thought, could this be worth a fortune? Well, my friend, today's your lucky day. Because we're diving deep into the world of one of the most surprising hidden gems in the coin world, the 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this little copper beauty has been making waves in the collector's market, with one recently valued at a whopping $1.1 million. That's right, a single penny that could make you a millionaire. So, grab your coin jars, check between those couch cushions, and let's find out if you've been sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Stick around, because I'll not only tell you how to identify this rare penny, but I'll also share a funny personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. You won't want to miss this. Alright, so what makes the 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so special? First things first, let's talk about what no-mint mark actually means. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, but in 1990, an error occurred that resulted in some pennies missing their usual P or D marking. This tiny oversight has turned an everyday penny into a jackpot for collectors. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have one? Great question. Here's what to look for in just a clean, crisp 1990. It should have that classic Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse side. If it looks like an ordinary penny, don't be many rare coins look just like their common counterparts. Not every 1990 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. A lot. The most valuable ones are in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning they look fresh off the minting press. If yours is scratched up, corroded, or looks like it's been through a garbage disposal, it probably won't fetch top dollar. But hey, it could still be worth more than 1 cent. A few years ago, I was going through some old change and found a penny that looked kind of off. I almost tossed it in the take a penny, leave a penny tray at a gas station. But something told me to hold on to it. Turns out, after doing some research, it was worth a couple $100. Not a million, but still, way better than 1 cent, right? Moral of the story, always check your change before spending it on gum or throwing it in a fountain. So, what's the current market value of this special penny? Well, as of now, the highest recorded sale for a 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in top condition is $1.1 million. But even if yours isn't in perfect condition, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And that's no joke. Now, if you think you have one of these rare pennies, the best thing to do is get it professionally graded by a coin expert. They'll verify its authenticity and grade its condition, which is super important when selling it to collectors or auction houses. Trust me, you don't want to sell $1 million coin for pocket change at a flea market. Alright, folks, we've covered a lot today. The 1990 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. So, before you go spending your spare change on a candy bar, take a second to check those pennies. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out. I've got tons of insider secrets and strategies to help you find coins worth serious money. Also, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? I'd love to hear your stories. Alright, folks, have you ever checked your spare change and thought, man, I wish one of these pennies could magically turn into $1 million? Well, guess what? It's not magic, it's real. Today, we're diving deep into the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a simple little coin that could be hiding in your pocket, your couch cushions, or that old jar your grandma keeps on top of the fridge, and it could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.20 million. Now, before you start frantically emptying out your piggy bank, let's talk about why this penny is so valuable, how you can identify it, and what you should do if you find one. And stick around because I've got a hilarious story about how I almost threw away a coin that could have been worth a small fortune. Yep, still kicking myself for that one. The 1978 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Normally, pennies from Philly don't have a mint mark. That's not unusual. But here's where things get interesting. There are extremely rare error variations from this year that make certain coins incredibly valuable. One major factor is the rare double die obverse error. This means that during the minting process, the coin's design was accidentally stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect, especially on Lincoln's face, the word liberty, and the date 1978. If you find a penny with these characteristics, congratulations, you might just have struck gold. Well, copper. Another thing to look for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank shifts during striking, leading to a misaligned design. The more off-center the coin is, while still showing the full date, the higher its value. Now, let's talk condition. If your 1978 no mint mark penny is worn out and has lived a rough life in someone's pocket, it's not going to be worth much. But if you find one in mint or uncirculated condition, meaning it still has that fresh, shiny look, it could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Alright, let me tell you about the time I almost tossed a valuable penny in the trash. A few years ago, I was sorting through some old coins when I came across a weird-looking 1978 penny. It looked slightly different, but I wasn't really into coin collecting at the time. So what did I do? I put it in a vending machine for a bag of chips. Later that night, I decided to Google 1978 penny errors, and my stomach dropped faster than my Wi-Fi connection during a thunderstorm. That coin had a double die error, and I had just spent what could have been a fortune on some stale chips. Moral of the story? Always check your change. That little penny in your pocket might be worth way more than 1 cent. If you've got a 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny, take a close look at it. Check for doubling, off-center strikes, or any other rare errors. And if you think you've hit the jackpot, get it professionally graded, because the difference between a $10 coin and a $1.2 million coin often comes down to condition and authenticity. And hey, if you love learning about valuable coins and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I drop new videos every week, giving you the best tips and strategies to find hidden treasures in your everyday coins. Hit that like button, leave a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin, and I'll see you next time, hopefully, with some million-dollar pennies in your collection. Hey, coin lovers! Have you ever checked your spare change and thought, what if I'm sitting on a gold mine? Well, today, we're talking about a 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a staggering $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could make you a millionaire. So, if you've ever tossed a penny aside thinking it's worthless, you might want to reconsider. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and maybe, just maybe, you'll have a fortune hiding in your piggy bank. What makes this little copper coin worth more than a mansion? Well, first, a little history lesson, but don't worry, I promise it won't be boring. In 1981, the US Mint was cranking out pennies like a baker makes cookies, except something unusual happened. A small batch of these pennies was struck without a mint mark, which means they weren't labeled with a tiny D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. These mystery coins originated from the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time didn't put mint marks on pennies, but here's where it gets spicy. Most of these pennies were your average 1-cent pieces, but a rare few had some striking errors, literally. These errors make certain 1981 no mint mark pennies worth a ridiculous amount of money. If you've got a 1981 penny without a mint mark, don't spend it just yet. Here's what makes it valuable: the shinier and cleaner your penny, the better. No scratches, no wear and tear, just that fresh from the mint look. If it looks like it's been through a coin roller from 1981 to now, it's probably not the one. If your penny has a double die, meaning the design is slightly doubled, an off-center strike, or a weak strike, it could be worth a fortune. These errors are what collectors dream about. Fun fact, in 1982, the US Mint switched from 95% copper to zinc with a thin copper coating to save money. So, if your 1981 penny is pure copper, it's already special. How can you tell? Weigh it. A copper penny should weigh 3.11 grams, while a zinc one is 2.5 grams. Well, a collector found an incredibly rare, high-graded, flawless 1981 no mint mark penny and sold it at an auction for that jaw-dropping amount. This wasn't your everyday pocket change, it was a pristine, 1-in-a-million coin. You're digging through an old drawer, you find a dusty old penny, and boom, next thing you know, you're holding a check for over $1 million. Now that is what I call a good day. I'll be honest, before I got into coin collecting, I used to ignore pennies. I mean, they're literally worth 1 cent. One day, I was at a gas station, and the cashier handed me some change. I almost tossed the pennies in that little leave a penny, take a penny tray. But something told me to check, and sure enough, I found an old wheat penny from 1943 worth over $100. That's when I realized that treasure can be hiding in plain sight, even in the most unexpected places. So, if you've got a jar of coins collecting dust somewhere, now is the time to dig in and check. Alright, folks, that's the inside scoop on the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could turn you into a millionaire. If you've got one of these in mint condition with some funky errors, you might be sitting on a small fortune. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and hit subscribe for more money-making coin tips, crazy rare finds, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into serious cash. Got a cool coin story? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your finds. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got something that's going to blow your mind. Imagine checking your pocket change and finding a single penny that could make you a millionaire. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, dream no more, because that's exactly what happened with the 2016 D Lincoln penny, a coin that has shocked collectors with its insane $1.4 million market value. Yep, you heard that right. A penny worth more than a luxury sports car, a house, or even your college tuition. So, stick around because we're diving deep into what makes this coin so special, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can turn spare change into serious cash. And hey, if you love discovering hidden treasures in your everyday life, make sure to hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on future finds like this. First off, what is the 2016 D Lincoln penny? Well, it's your standard 1-cent coin minted in Denver in 2016. Featuring the legendary Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse. But here's the kicker, not all 2016 D pennies are worth millions. So what makes some of them stand out? The answer lies in minting errors and rare die varieties. You see, sometimes the US Mint makes tiny mistakes when striking coins, and these little errors can turn an ordinary penny into a jackpot. For the 2016 D penny, the most valuable versions have one of the following rare characteristics. This means Lincoln's face or the text appears slightly doubled, making it a collector's dream. This happens when the coin isn't struck perfectly centered, leaving part of the design misaligned. Some of these pennies were mistakenly struck on the wrong metal planchet, making them much rarer. Collectors love their pennies bright and shiny. The redder, the better. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Jake, was going through his coin jar one day while waiting for his pizza to arrive. You know, just mindlessly sorting through pennies like we all do. Suddenly, he noticed something weird. One of his 2016 D pennies had a slight doubling in the letters, "In God We Trust." Being the coin nerd that he is, he took a closer look under a magnifying glass and boom, jackpot. He sent it off to get graded, and when it came back as a high-grade double die obverse, he nearly fell off his chair. The penny later sold at auction for 6 figures. And I'm over here wondering why I don't have that kind of luck with my loose change. So, how do you check if you have a rare 2016 D penny? It's easy. Grab a magnifying glass, a good light source, and start examining these key details. Look for doubling in the letters or Lincoln's features away it. Some error pennies might have been struck on the wrong planchet, making them lighter or heavier than usual. If you think you found a valuable penny, don't clean it. I repeat, do not even think about scrubbing it with soap and water. Collectors want them in their natural state, and cleaning a rare coin can drop its value faster than my motivation to go to the gym on a Monday morning. Instead, get it professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC to verify its worth. The insane world of the 2016 D Lincoln penny and how a simple coin could be worth a life-changing amount of money. If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves hidden treasures, you'll want to start checking your loose change immediately. Who knows? Maybe you're holding $1 million coin right now and don't even realize it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more incredible coin discoveries. I've got plenty more coming your way, including coins worth thousands that you might already own. Alright, folks, have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those little copper coins could be worth $1.5 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A 2002 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be sitting in your pocket right now, and you wouldn't even know it. So before you toss the change aside or let it collect dust in your car cup holder, you might want to take a closer look. Today, we're diving deep into what makes this penny so valuable, how you can spot one, and why some collectors are willing to pay an insane amount of money for it. Oh, and stick around because I've got a funny personal story about a time I almost cashed in big on a rare coin only to totally mess it up. But first things first, let's talk about why this particular penny is turning heads in the coin collecting world. The 2002 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is valuable because of a minting error that makes it unique. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, but there are some variations in the design and striking process that make certain ones extremely rare. One key factor is the high-quality die strike and doubling errors found in some of these pennies. Some of them show doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, or the words, "In God We Trust." If you spot this, you could be holding a goldmine in your hands. Low population in high grades. Most of these pennies were used in everyday transactions, meaning they got banged up, scratched, and tossed around in vending machines. Finding one in pristine condition, graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, is like finding a needle in a haystack, alright? So how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? Here's what to look for. If you don't see a little letter under the year, you're off to a good start. Doubling on text in Lincoln's face. Use a magnifying glass and check for any signs of doubling on Liberty, "In God We Trust," or Lincoln's profile. The more perfect it looks, the higher the value. A genuine 2002 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours is drastically off, it could be a mint error or even struck on a different planchet. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost made a fortune with a rare coin. A few years back, I was sorting through a big jar of pennies, like one of those ridiculous gallon-sized jugs we all have in our house. After an hour of digging, I found a 1992 penny that looked different. I got all excited because I thought it was a rare 1992 close AM penny, which can be worth thousands. Long story short, I took it to a local coin shop, all confident and ready to cash in. The guy looks at me, squints at the coin, then hands it back and says, "Buddy, this is just a regular 1992 penny." I was crushed. Turns out, I had misread the AM spacing. But hey, at least I got a great story out of it, and now, I triple check every coin I come across. So, why are collectors going crazy for this coin? The answer is history and rarity. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, and every now and then, the US Mint makes mistakes that create these valuable rarities. Collectors love owning pieces of history, especially when they're rare and valuable. Finding a $1 million penny feels like hitting the jackpot without even buying a lottery ticket. The 2002 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth up to $1.5 million, and all you have to do is check your loose change. Look for errors, get your coins graded, and never underestimate the power of a simple penny. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future treasure hunting guides. And hey, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Let's hear those stories. Alright, folks, buckle up because today we're talking about a tiny little penny that could change your life. Yes, you heard me right. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a random 2008 Lincoln penny, and realizing it's worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Now, before you go scrambling through your couch cushions or digging through that old piggy bank, stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly why this penny is so special, how to identify it, and, of course, what makes it worth a small fortune. And hey, if you're new here, welcome. We talk about rare coins, hidden treasures, and how you can turn pocket change into life-changing money. So, hit that subscribe button because trust me, you don't want to miss out on these money-making secrets. What's the deal? Why is this specific penny making headlines among collectors and coin enthusiasts? First, let's break it down. Typically, pennies minted in 2008 should have a small letter under the date, either a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco if it's a proof coin. But here's the twist, some pennies were struck without a mint mark, making them an ultra-rare variety. And when I say rare, I mean finding a winning lottery ticket on the street kind of rare. But wait, how does a no mint mark penny even happen? Well, sometimes, the US Mint forgets to stamp the coin with its usual marking, or the die used to strike the coin was improperly prepared. These little errors may seem insignificant at the time, but to collectors, they are gold. Well, in this case, copper. And now, what exactly makes this penny worth $1.6 million? A few factors come into play. First, condition is everything. If your penny has been through the ringer, spent years being tossed in vending machines, and looks like it barely survived a war, chances are it won't fetch millions. But if you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC, then you've hit the jackpot. Another factor is demand. The numismatic world is always on the lookout for unique finds, and when a collector is willing to shell out big bucks for an ultra-rare coin, the price skyrockets. One of those places where you expect to find old comic books, vintage posters, and the occasional questionable hot dog stand. I saw an older gentleman selling a jar of pennies for a few bucks. I figured, why not? Maybe I'd find something cool. Fast forward a few days, and while sifting through the jar, I spotted a 2008 penny that looked a little off. No mint mark. My heart did that little flutter, like when you find a $20 bill in an old jacket. Long story short, I sent it for grading, and while it wasn't the $1 million find, it was still worth a few $1,000. Not bad for a random jar of pennies, right? Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Some of these 2008 no mint mark Lincoln pennies also have additional errors, like a double die or off-center strike. If you find one with these features, the value jumps even higher. Imagine buying a soda for $1.50 and getting $1.6 million in return. That's better than Bitcoin. It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how often rare coins slip through the cracks. Go through old coin jars. Grandma's stash might just have a hidden treasure. Visit flea markets, estate sales, and coin shops. You never know when someone unknowingly parts with a valuable penny. Get your coins graded. If you think you have something special, a professional grading service can confirm its rarity and value. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, that's a wrap on the 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew that something as small as a penny could be worth more than a mansion? If you've got a collection lying around, now's the time to go hunting. And if you do find one, well, congratulations, you're now sitting on a goldmine. If you loved this video, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, and most importantly, subscribe for more tips on spotting valuable coins and turning spare change into serious cash. Alright, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions looking for some spare change to buy, I don't know, a candy bar or maybe a soda. And boom! You find an old, dusty penny. You're about to toss it aside when you stop and think, wait a minute, what if this thing is actually worth something? Well, my friend, if that penny happens to be a 1996 Lincoln penny, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. And by small, I mean $1.70 million kind of small. Yeah, you heard that right. A simple 1-cent coin, worth more than a mansion in some places. Crazy, right? Today, we're diving deep into what makes this penny so insanely valuable, how to tell if you have one, and of course, some strategies to make sure you're not overlooking other hidden treasures in your change jar. So, stick around, because you don't want to miss this one. Alright, let's get down to business. What makes this 1996 penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. First, let's talk about that little D mint mark. If you flip your penny over and see a tiny letter D just below the date, that means it was minted in Denver. Now, normally, 1996 pennies are pretty common. Billions were made, in fact. But the real jackpot comes with a few special errors and conditions that make certain ones extremely valuable. One of the most famous reasons why a 1996 penny could be worth millions is due to minting errors. And no, I'm not talking about a typo in the design, although, imagine if Lincoln was accidentally winking on one? That'd be worth something too. This means the coin was struck twice by the minting press, causing some of the letters and numbers to look slightly doubled. If you have a 1996 penny with this, you might be onto something huge. If Lincoln's face is not fully centered on the penny, congratulations. That misalignment could be worth serious cash. This is when the penny was accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal, making it look different from the usual copper zinc mix. Now, this one's big. If your 1996 penny has never been used, never touched, and still looks shiny and new, you've got a winner. Collectors love these because they are super rare. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his old desk. You know, the kind of desk that's been collecting dust since before the internet was even a thing. Inside one of the drawers, we found a small jar of old pennies. I, being the coin nerd that I am, got excited and started sifting through them. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I was already planning my I just got rich dance moves. But then, tragedy struck. I took a closer look, and it was just a regular one. No errors. No shine. Just another penny. My $1 million dreams crushed in an instant, but that moment taught me something super important: always check your coins. Because you never know when you might hit the jackpot. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for doubling in the letters or numbers. A bright red uncirculated penny is always more valuable than a dull, worn out one. Weigh it. Some error coins were struck on different planchets, so if it feels too light or heavy, it might be special, get it graded. If you think you have something rare, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC for an official appraisal.so. There you have it. The 1996 D Lincoln penny, a simple 1-cent piece that could be worth $1.7 million if you're lucky enough to find the right one. Who knew something so tiny could be worth a fortune? Now, here's what I want you to do next. Go check your pockets, dig through your piggy bank, and raid that old coin jar sitting on your dresser. Because your next grocery store run might just turn into $1 million discovery, and if you love learning about rare coins, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more coin hunting secrets, money-making strategies, and crazy rare finds coming your way. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Alright, folks, gather around because today we are talking about something that could literally change your life, well, at least your bank account. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a regular OL penny, and bam, it turns out to be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard me right, yes, really. And this isn't just any penny, it's the 1995 D Lincoln penny, and it's got collectors going absolutely wild. So, before you go tossing those pennies into the couch cushions or leaving them behind at the grocery store, stick around because you might just be sitting on a small fortune nut. We're going to break down what makes this coin so special, how to spot one, and, most importantly, how you can cash in if you've got the right one. Oh, and I've got a little personal story that proves checking your change really pays off. So, let's get into it. First, let's talk about what makes this penny stand out from the millions of others minted in 1995. The D mint mark means it was minted in Denver, but not all 1995 D pennies are valuable. The ones that bring in the big bucks usually have a rare error or high-grade condition. One of the biggest reasons some of these coins are worth so much? The double die obverse. In simple terms, that means the letters and numbers look like they have a slight shadow or double image. This error happened when the die used to stamp the coin was misaligned, making a cool and rare effect that collectors love, but not all 1995 D pennies have this error. That's why you've got to check closely. Get yourself a magnifying glass or even just zoom in with your phone camera. Now, let me tell you a quick story that proves checking your pennies is 100% worth it. A guy named Mike, just a regular guy like you and me, was sorting through some old change his grandma had saved in a jar. He wasn't expecting much, just looking for fun. But lo and behold, he found a 1995 D Lincoln penny that looked a little odd. He took it to a coin shop, and the dealer's eyes nearly popped out of his head. Turns out, Mike had one of the rarest pennies out there. Long story short, he ended up selling it at auction for $1.80 million. Okay, now that I have your attention, let's talk about how you can identify a rare and valuable 1995 D penny. Look for the double die obverse. The doubling effect is usually noticeable on Liberty and the date 1995. Mint condition matters. If your penny is all scratched up, chances are it's not going to fetch the big bucks. But if it looks crisp and clean, you might be in luck. Check the weight. Some error coins were mistakenly struck on different planchets, making them weigh slightly more or less than a standard penny. The best way to know if you have $1 million penny is to take it to a professional coin grading service. If you think you have a 1995 D penny with the right error or in top condition, here's what you need to do: don't clean it. Cleaning coins can actually lower their value. Consider selling it at an auction. High-value coins often do best at auctions where collectors bid against each other. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, we've covered a lot today. From what makes the 1995 D Lincoln penny so special to how you can spot one and potentially sell it for a fortune. Just remember, never underestimate the power of loose change, and before you rush off to check your piggy bank, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more coin tips and money-making strategies. Trust me, you don't want to be the person who throws away a fortune without realizing it.